podcast stepping in. Your one-stop review, let it sink in. Hip-hop vibes, we break it down. Laughs and insights all around.
What it do, what it do. Welcome to another episode of Snake Cinema Podcast. I'm your host, Prince Elias of Creative Reptiles, rocking the OG Creative Snake Cinema Podcast hat made by our good friend Cairo. Thank you so much, aka C Jones, aka Young Candy, and Candy Lady Creations, Family Lamb. I love and appreciate y'all. Um, Yes, yes. Thank y'all so much for tapping in live. I know we had to push the show back a couple of hours today because Jafar and I got put on a side quest, aka we got booked a gig and we had to do this morning. And while we were out and about in these streets, we made a stop at the Grind City Coffee Expo that happened here in Memphis this weekend, and it was a lot of fun. I am hyped up on caffeine as we speak because of all of the straight black coffee I done sampled and tried. And if you registered early, did the pre-sale, you got this home handmade crafted little coffee cup that you walked around the expo and got samples. There's also another picture in the back, so that was dope. Made by oh dang, Bell Tower Coffee. It's a local shop here in Memphis, so that was dope. So you got to walk around, go to each different booths, and it was like 30 plus vendors, and sample different coffees, teas, and all that jazz. So I am hyped up on caffeine. I did once we got through with our side quests and our adventures, I did take Jafar home so he can go and rest and go to sleep because y'all know ball python sleep during the day and at night. So yeah, and then I made it here for the podcast. So I appreciate y'all patience for us being delayed, but I'm pretty sure y'all not that upset because y'all all got to sleep in this morning. But thank y'all, thank y'all, thank y'all. This episode and every episode of the podcast is brought to you by ENT Reptiles, Orlando and TJ. Thank y'all for always supporting the channel and supporting your boy. I appreciate y'all. Follow them on all social medias, ENT Reptiles. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's going to be a fun filled show. Hopefully, it won't be too long. I know we have other shows this afternoon. DJ Royal Caribbean with the OTP fam, and I'm not sure if Micah Herb Collectors are doing double clutch to this weekend or next weekend, but probably not this weekend because it's Tinley weekend. Oh, speaking of which, I know a lot of y'all are busy for Tinley weekend. Tinley weekend is happening right now at Tinley Park Reptile Expo. So if you are there, have fun, be safe. Don't nobody crash out or wow out, please, and embarrass us. But y'all have please be safe. Sell some animals if you're vending, buy some animals if you're not, and let's just have a fun time. I wish y'all all the best of luck and love, um and safe travels back home after the weekend. Let's see, before we begin, let's talk to the people who are here in the chats are popping live. And who we got first? We got Mr. Santos. Thank you, brother, for tapping in. Yes. Thank y'all so much. You're Santos. I appreciate you. Of course, we got Orlando. Thanks for tapping in. Appreciate you. We got Nikki. Irresistibles. Appreciate you. Love you, sis. Check out her show with Lace. Show Me Your Rack podcast every Sunday morning. It's about 12 noon my time. But yeah, tap into them. Their show is amazing. I love it. TJ, the other half of ENT, thanks for tapping in. Appreciate you. Yes, yes. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Chicken Mine. Thanks for tapping in. Brian Ball Ross. Appreciate you. I'm glad I got the notification. I was in the wormhole watching AI videos of Hillary Clinton dancing. Brian, you are a fool. Yeah, them AI videos are a trip. I know AI is bad, but sometimes a good one pops up in the timeline and I'm just giggling for no reason. Oh God. What kills me is all the animal AI videos, like people, like the ones of people's surveillance cameras outside their window. It'd be like a raccoon and a cat fighting, and you can tell it's AI. But people always send me those videos, and I'm just dying laughing. I'm like, y'all, it's fake. It's fake. It's not real. The cat and the raccoon are not boxing it out. Oh, y'all are crazy. Thank y'all for tapping in this afternoon. At Tinley. Crash out prep time. Hey, Tinley seems to be the place. Well, you got to have the crash out talk. Everybody has to have the crash out talk. Do not crash out at the Reptile Expo. But and also next weekend is Bomb Projects KG&D show in LA in California. So if you are in LA, please go out and support them. It's absolutely free. You don't have to pay to get in. Just RSVP early. So go to Bomb Projects Instagram page, and they also have an Instagram page for their show. It's called Reptile Breeder Show. There's a link in both bios. Click that link, RSVP, and go hang out. It's a lot of fun. They have a lot of dope vendors out there. It's not ball python heavy. They limited, and a whole bunch of wonderful animals. I was there last year vending, doing the podcast live. Unfortunately, that podcast has disappeared into the ether, but you know, it's all good, but it was a lot of fun. Enjoyed it, and I highly recommend it. And I'm gonna try to make it to their show next year because I really had a lot of time, a lot of fun. But traveling from Memphis to California, even though I got family there that I could stay with for free, just to travel and all that stuff is so expensive. So I could not swing that trip. But if you are in LA, go support Bomb Projects KG&D so they can continue to give us a dope boutique reptile expo that is amazing and worth your time, money, and just fun time. So yeah, and I think that's all of housekeeping for right now. Like I said, I'm not going to try to be before y'all long, and we have three things we have to review today. So I'm going to try to make this as entertaining, but not as long winded as possible. Today, we are doing Reality Check, Inside America's Next Top Model docu series on Netflix. We're also reviewing two horror films, one called Primate that came out like early this year, back in January, and Scream 7. Scream 7, it just premiered this past weekend. So I'm super excited about that. To talk about that one. Also, this is Oscar weekend. Tomorrow is the Oscars. Y'all know I've been reporting all of the award shows. We've done the Golden Globes. We talked the BAFTAs and that stupid controversy. Last weekend we talked about the NAACP Image Awards and how wonderful and super dope that was. So we're continuing the train of and I think I talked about the Emmys too. I cannot remember, but I pretty much covered most of the award shows this season, and so the Oscars are no different. It is premiering tomorrow, so we will see who wins, who gets snubbed. I pray one battle after another does not win because honestly, it's one of those overhyped movies that do not deserve the shit it gets, the praise it gets. But that's just my personal taste. I know some people really love that film, but it is what it is. I just hope that they don't win Best Picture because it wasn't the best picture compared to all the other nominations. But we will talk more on that um, next weekend. Next weekend, I will discuss the results and what happens, recapping the Oscars. So just tune in for that. But let's go ahead and get started with this show because I know this afternoon we have a whole lot of stuff going on with OTP and sophisticated ignorance. And again, everybody, well, not everybody, but a lot of people are at Tinley Expo. So let's go ahead and get it done. So first off, let's do Primate. And let me see. So Primate actually premiered last year. It's technically a 2025 film. However, it wasn't released in theaters nationwide until January of this year, where people like me could go see it. So I'm technically calling it a 2026 film, even though it really premiered and was out in 2025. But yeah, so let me pull up the plot synopsis. All right, Primate is a natural horror film directed by Joannes Roberts. I hope I'm saying the name right. About a group of friends on vacation in Hawaii whose idyllic getaway turns deadly when their pet chimpanzee named Ben contracts rabies and become a violent killer. And so yeah, that's pretty much the gist of the movie. It's one of those animal horror films where something goes wrong, an animal wows out and just decide to murk everybody. It was written and directed by Joannes Roberts. Um and it stars a lot of people that I don't know until I watch the film. So Johnny Sequoia, Jessica Alexander, Troy Kotzer, Victoria Wyatt, and Gia Hunter. And again, it's about some college students who go to Hawaii um, for vacation to visit one of the students' families. And they had a pet chimp that they've had ever since that chimp was young, and it got rabies and went crazy. And so it really is it's not just a natural horror. For me personally, it's kind of like a horror comedy, a dark horror comedy, because the the tropes, the antics. I laughed more than I jumped. The jump scares didn't really do nothing for me personally, but I laughed at a lot of stuff. And it's one of those. Why would you even have a pet chimp to begin with? But they did kind of. In a way, explained it like the monkey was like one of those lab tested monkeys. And the mom who was no longer in the picture, she had the monkey, she trained it, kept it, whatever. Even and so even after she passed away, the husband and the children kept the monkey, and his name is Ben. And um it pretty much, I love that it kind of gives the tone of like those old school creature feature movies. um I love the simple nature of the story. Now you, I love the simple nature of the story. I love that the story is not long. The movie is not long. It's not a 2 hour film. It's not gonna waste your time. They get it in, get it out, go straight to the conflict and everything. So all of that is a plus for me. The weakness for me, or what I had issues with this film, was some of the acting. Again, a lot of these actors I did not know until this film, and some are good. Some of the characters were good, but most of the characters were either straight up annoying or just wasn't believable. And some of the decisions these characters made was just, I see why the monkey got him. Like, it was just stupid. um, the choices they made in the matter. And so it was kind of hard rooting for any of the characters, even though you felt bad because this was their pet. They loved him. They treated him like family, but at the same time, the the acting was kind of hit or miss, and I was just ready for them to get killed off one by one. It was bad. Um, I will say another positive that I did love about this film is the gruesomeness of this film. They did not skip on being bloody and gory in certain parts when Ben was wailing out. Now, a lot of kills were off screen, and that sucked. But when they showed it on screen, they did not hold back, and I love that. That's what I love about horror, especially horror comedies. They had a good mixture of the scary gruesomeness, but also the laughs. It was a great perfect balance. So that's what made the movie more enjoyable for me. Is this one of the better horror films of the year so far? No, but it's very rewatchable. It's something that you can go back and watch over and over. It's a good popcorn flick. It's a flick that you can watch with your friends, drunk, cussing at the screen, you know, getting mad at the characters for making dumb decisions. It's one of those type of good fun films. So I highly recommend it. You can watch it and rent it via YouTube and I think Paramount Plus app, and maybe Amazon Prime. You can rent it. But you know, I pulled the Jack Sparrow when I watched it. So, but it was worth my time, and I think if I did go see it in theaters, it would be worth a matinee. A very very fun movie. So I highly recommend it. You can rent it again via YouTube or the Paramount Plus app, or Amazon Prime, and it's a good time. It's a good horror comedy, animal killer animal flick, a lot of fun, and I highly recommend this. I would give this a 7 out of 10. A 7 out of 10. A good creature feature. Like I said, it gives you that same energy of the old school creature feature films, like the Jawses of the world and stuff like that. It gives you that type of energy, that type of vibe. Even with its flaws, it's still a good time. So I highly recommend Primate. It's a lot of fun. Definitely should check it out. Oh, let's see. Eric B, thanks for tapping in. Appreciate you. Eric said, "Listen, what's wrong with wanting a pet monkey? I wanted one until I had kids." I think we've all wanted a pet monkey at one point, Eric. The issue is having a monkey is like having a 2 year old for like 30, 40, 50 years, however long their lifespan is. And if y'all remember that documentary that I reviewed last year, Chimp Crazy, when they get mad and they get fed up with you, they don't I don't care if you bottle raise them, they will tear your butt up with them teeth and claws. You're basically having a hairy human with sharper teeth. What up, Pat? Thanks for tapping in. Appreciate you, bro. So yeah, Primate is a fun horror film. Very funny, very dope. Oh, and I forgot they did use CGI, but they didn't use a lot. They used more practical effects. And the monkey itself was actually a man in a chimp costume, so it can throw you off a little bit. Just warning you, it might throw you off a bit in certain scenes where you can tell it's a man in a monkey suit. But again, it was great popcorn fun, and it was hilarious. But I do like the practical effects of it. They didn't go heavy with the CGI. So it wasn't like that weird uncanny valley AI slop. You know what I'm saying? So I will say that is a plus, but it will throw you off in certain scenes when he's walking and stuff. You could tell it's a man in a ape suit. But they still did good for a smaller film. So yeah, check out Primate. All right. Told y'all I'm not gonna take forever with these reviews. Let's go ahead and do now this might take a minute because I just got a lot of opinions, but um let's talk about Reality Check Inside America's Next Top Model docu-series. Now this is on Netflix, so I could not, Jack Sparrow it like I wanted to, but thank God my sister let me use her password because I am not paying Netflix. And so I watched it, and it's only 3 episodes. They broke it up into 3 episodes, and when I tell y'all this show, first of all, I don't even remember. I remember watching America's Next Top Model when I was in high school, because that's when it premiered. I was like middle school, high school age, and I remember watching that show, but a lot of the stuff they showed in this doc, I don't remember half of it. I was like, that was an episode? When did that happen? Like, I was shocked that they even admitted to some of the crazy stuff that they did. Um, and showed the clips. Like, it was wild. I was like, and we watched this in high school. Like, this is crazy. So pretty much the plot synopsis is a docu-series, and it's goes exploring the controversial legacy of the hit show, featuring interviews from Tyra Banks, other judges, former contestants, and examine the allegations on-set misconduct, racism, body shaming, and harsh manipulation, behind the scenes realities of 2000s fashion, which is definitely true on that. Now, I know a lot of people have been given this excuse slash disclaimer that the early 2000s was a toxic era and a toxic, especially for reality TV shows. It was toxic in general, the whole, because, people are trying to stick up for Tyra Banks and the producers, saying, well, that was just the culture. That's just the way it was. That was just Hollywood, which, yes, true. But at the same time, two things can be true at once. It still does not negate that it was a toxic, crazy, wild environment. And a lot of these contestants were like 18, 19 years old, like fresh out of high school. And they would go to pursue their dreams of modeling, and these folks had them get their teeth fixed, had them get surgeries, had them manipulate them, do a lot of stuff. One woman, which was the harshest and most craziest controversial story in the docu-series, a woman actually got assaulted, like essayed, and they showed it. They actually recorded it happening. And then for Tyra Banks to come to the woman the next day and gaslight her, saying, did you cheat on your boyfriend? Cheating is wrong, and yada yada. Like, pretty much blamed her for the situation when she was a victim. Like, that was crazy, wild. Like, Tyra was a villain. Like, growing up, we was like, oh, a black model, black supermodel, black excellence, yada yada. She was a villain. She was horrible. And even to this day, she shows no accountability. They had her up there. Now, this docu-series, she had no executive decisions on there. She just showed up and answered questions and tried to give her side of the story to a lot of certain situations. But even when she tried to give her side of the story, it did not make her look good at all. Like, she tried to put the blame on the producer, she tried to put the blame on the audience, she tried to put the blame on everybody but herself. And it was like, Tyra, this is your show. Your name is on it. You're executive producer. One minute you said you had no say in the matter of situations, then the next day you said that you're one of the best editors and producers of reality TV ever. So which one is it, Tyra? Which one is it? Either you had say or you didn't. You had power or you didn't. But even to this day, like, she pretty much am not sorry about anything that happened. And then teased that she might bring it back for another season, which is crazy. Like, who would sign up for that show? Well, in today's age where people on TikTok do anything for clout, I can see people signing up. But that was just wild. It was just crazy. Like, no accountability whatsoever. Now, the judges, like Miss J, and the other two, Nigel, and they had some remorse. They showed some remorse in the doc, and they admitted their flaws. They admitted when they fucked up, when they were tearing down these girls' self-esteem and making them do wild, crazy, controversial stuff for these photos and stuff, for these gigs. They showed more accountability and regretfulness of certain situations. But Tyra did not give a damn. She was like, she was like, forget y'all. Like, yeah, I'm still the queen. I'm still the best, and it wasn't my fault. And it's the higher ups, and I had bosses, and yada yada yada. It was wild. It was crazy. I was like, wow. But overall, how do I feel about the documentary itself? The documentary itself was entertaining. It was good to see some behind the scenes of these reality TV shows that I used to watch growing up, that I had no business watching growing up, but I did. And it was it was it was good to see some of the old contestants, the old models that I used to love watching and rooting for. Hope won the contest, seeing them come back, even though some of their stories was kind of tragic and sad, but to see them come back to do the interview for the documentary and share their side of the stories, it was great. And a lot of those models still look good to this day. Like they still look amazing. They look better now years later than they did when they were on the show. So and some of them are still modeling, still successful. So it was good to see a lot of those contestants. But yeah, that reality show was wild, and the doc explaining it in the behind the scenes is just as wild as the show itself. So I totally recommend it. If you have Netflix, watch it. Have a good time. But just know that Tyra Banks is a true villain and horrible person. And if she does bring the show back, don't watch it. Don't give her the money. Don't give her the views. Don't give her the clout. Just ignore. Act like it don't exist. Act like it's obsolete because it really is at this point. Like, why would you bring that shit back? You know what I'm saying? But anywho's, how would I rate this documentary? Even though it's on Netflix, I would give it as a docu series, as something that's like behind the scenes of a show. I would give it a 7.5 out of 10. Um, it's good, it's entertaining, it's fun, but I I think the show itself was a lot more crazier and more controversial, but it was a good time. It was. So I highly recommend it. If you already have Netflix or you know some people with a Netflix password, go on and watch it. It's a great time and it's not that long. It's just 3 episodes. You can binge it real quick and it won't be a waste of your time. I promise you that. But it was crazy. It was crazy. Tommy, thanks for tapping in. Appreciate you, bro, for watching. Thank you for your support. Oh, Dickies, thanks for tapping in. I don't think I remember saying your name earlier. Thanks for tapping in. Appreciate you as well. All right. Thanks for tapping in, y'all. I appreciate y'all. Christopher Walker, thanks for tapping in. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your support. All right. Last review of today. This is the big one. This is the big one, the most popular one. This is Scream 7. Scream 7 is the seventh, as you can tell, installment of the Scream franchise. And it was directed by the original writer, Kevin Williamson. Everybody know the original Scream was directed by it was written by Kevin Williamson. He did the original screenplay, but it was directed by not James Cameron. God, I can't get this man name right. I'm so sorry, y'all. Ugh. Eh. My dumb button gave it to the wrong, gave it to the gave the movie to the ah, to the Avatar dude. No, the original Scream. Wes Craven. Wes Craven was directed by Wes Craven, the legendary GOAT. But unfortunately, Wes Craven has passed away um, a couple of years back. Um, but I will say, I have always been a fan of the Scream franchise. I love Sidney Prescott as a character. Nev Campbell has killed that role. She is one of the best Scream queens out there. Um, and a lot of the sequels have been hit or miss, but even the worst of the sequels have been very entertaining for me. So, how does Screen 7 hold up to the plate? Well, first, it's been played with a lot of controversies before it even began shooting, because of all the the firing of one actress, another actress leaving, the original director left due to creative differences. Skydance, the controversial studio who owns everything right now, mm, pretty much screwed up everybody. Um, and it's just Paramount is really going through a lot. I'm not gonna lie. Paramount been having some good stuff, but they've been plagued with a lot of bad stuff and a lot of controversies. And Scream 7, unfortunately, got hit with so much bad news and controversy before they even began shooting. So they really, really dropped the ball as a studio. But I say all that to say I still had a good time watching it. Now, if I were to rank all of the Scream films, this is definitely on the bottom. This is definitely on the bottom, but it wasn't too bad. And maybe I'm just saying it because I did not pay for it. Maybe that's why. Maybe if I actually went into the theaters and spent some money, I might have a different take on it. But it's not too bad. I love that they brought Nev Campbell back. I'm glad that they gave her her coin that she deserved for her to come back and return. Of course, I'm glad to see all the original cast, not all, but most of the original, the OG cast. Matthew Lillard came back, and we will talk more about his character. Courtney Cox came back a lot, and then they also brought back a couple of characters from the new school Scream, the kids who the twins who were like playing the Randy s characters, his niece and nephew. In this particular franchise, they brought them back, so it was good to see some of my favorites back. Even though I wish Jenna Ortega came back, but unfortunately she couldn't, or she left the franchise. But it is what it is. What we got, I really did enjoy the cast and seeing some old characters mixed with some new characters. The new actress and who plays Sydney's daughter, she did pretty good as the lead role. This is basically her and Sydney, Nev Campbell's character story. It's pretty much a mother-daughter story where they're going through conflict in the beginning, and because of all the killings and the murders of Ghostface returning, they had to work together in order to, save themselves, save their family, and figure out the mystery of who the killer or killers are, because y'all know these Scream franchises is always more than one. It's never just one killer. um and so, you're going through this journey of our protagonist, our hero of the entire franchise, Sydney Prescott, who is now older, has an older child, married, and trying to move on, trying to get away from all this crazy Scream life, Ghostface life. But Ghostface just keep chasing her, won't let her leave her alone. And so now her daughter got pulled into the mess, and Courtney Cox's character come back. Gail comes back and try to help solve the mystery because she got to do her journalistic stuff. um, and it's just great to it's a great story of legacy characters mixed with new characters. Um, but again, the flaws are the flaws, and the biggest flaw is the story, is the writing from Kevin Williamson, which is kind of disappointing because he's the original writer and screenplay of the original Scream movie. So the writing, a lot of stuff, it's become the Scream franchise. The issue is the Scream franchise has become, it started off as a meta commentary of the horror franchise, a meta commentary of different horror tropes, but now it's becoming a meta of itself. It's starting to eat itself. Um and to the point to where it's now become a joke within itself. Like, people are joking now, calling this pretty much a Scooby-Doo franchise. um and it's just it's missing what made the first film, first two films or first three films so magical. Um, but definitely the first film, it's lost that stride and what made it work. You can tell that the studios had his hands in this franchise, in this particular film, and for the bad, like fucked it up. Y'all know when the studios, when the producers and the higher ups won't let the creatives be the creatives and try to tell them what they should do and how they should. This definitely has that written all over and it's very obvious. So the biggest sin of this, as good as Nev Campbell and Courtney Cox and all the rest of the actors were in their roles, like I said, good actors cannot outact a bad script. And the script, the writing was very, very messy, very hit or miss. Now, there are some great scenes, there are some great parts in this film, but as an overall film, it's just the plot holes. It's just, and then the big reveal of the killers and their motivations was stupid. And usually with the franchise, the final act be like the fun part, the last hurrah, the killers trying to get Sidney Prescott and her crew trying to kill him, and usually it lasts for a good little minute. Not this one. This one lasts probably about 10 minutes. Like they revealed the killers say they speech, their cliche speech of why they're killing people, and it was over before you know it. Like it was poorly written, poorly paced. It was very disappointing as the writing going. Like I said, as good as the acting was and as good as the kills were amazing. The Ghostface kills were out of this world. Some of them were like Saw franchise type of kills. Like it was one with a cake. I actually covered my eyes on that one. It was one kill with a cake. I could not watch it. And the practical effects of that kill was so gory and so good. But again, it could not overpower a bad script. There were certain scenes and certain parts where I'm like, bruh, that is corny. Like that is whack. And it's like, hey, you remember this? Hey, you remember that? You remember this from this Scream movie? Do you remember that? And it's like, bruh, you don't have to shove the Easter eggs in our faces. Like you don't have to do that. We are a smart audience. Especially us horror fans, us horror movie fans, we are a smart audience. You don't have to shove, the Easter eggs of Scream 4 or Scream 2 or Scream 3 in our faces. And it was just I feel like I'm ranting, and I feel like the more I talk about it, it seems like I hate the film, which I don't. Like I said, watching the film, I had a good time. But the bad in the film was very, very, the flaws in this film was very, very obvious and very in your face that you cannot ignore it and you cannot talk about it without bringing it up. So I just got to keep it real with y'all. Like I said, I had a good time watching it. And maybe it's because of nostalgia, because of the legacy characters. I don't know. The kills definitely, the kills were great. The kills were amazing, but and gory and splatterfest. But again, the writing, some of what the characters were forced to say, the motivations of the killers, the killer reveals, the climax of the movie, it just did not work for me. It was very, very um it was a miss. It was a bust. And I felt like, and again, Kevin Williamson is a great writer. He has written the first Scream, but he's also written other stuff. Like, what's my other favorite horror movie that he's done? I believe it's Ready or Not. Like, he's a great writer and director. He's done all the original Screams. He did the first I Know What You Did Last Summer. I don't think he did it came back to any of the sequels, but he has done a lot of great films that I really love. But this one was, I think this was just a paycheck for him. I think this was just a quick paycheck. The studio said, "Hey, bruh, So many people have gotten out of this franchise. So many people have left this franchise. We need help. We need help. Wes Craven is dead now, so we need help. We need somebody to come. And so he was like, you know what? Here I come. Write me a check, and here I am. But this man has written, so he's written episodes of the This man has written so many great stuff. I don't know what happened here. I don't know what happened here. Like, it's a crying shame because he is a talented guy, but this is definitely a bust. This was definitely a miss. I feel like, how people crack jokes that we're gonna soon get films that are written by Chat GPT as scripts. I feel like this is that. I feel like Kevin Williamson really just took a check from Paramount and Skydance and went to Chat GPT and said, "Hey, write a sequel to the Scream franchise based off the previous movies," and this is what we came up with because the writing was not good. Like I said, and maybe it's because of nostalgia. Maybe it's because I did not pay for the movie that I enjoyed it, but I do not recommend going to the theaters wasting your money on it. Um, Even though I enjoyed it and it was a great popcorn flick and it was some good kills and I love Nev Campbell and Courtney Cox and they did what they came to do. They actually acted their ass off in this film. And even some of the newer characters, the young characters, were not annoying as a lot of young people are nowadays with these films, with these horror films. They actually did good and actually were believable. However, good acting and good kills cannot outdo a bad script. And unfortunately, the script is what messed up this movie and made it not the best. If we're going to rank all the Scream movies 1 through 7, this is definitely at the bottom of the totem pole. So, with that, I have to give it a 5 out of 10. Unfortunately, I hate that I have to do this because I love this franchise. I love the Scream franchise. I am a Scream fanatic. Ghostface is my dude, but this is one of the weaker ones. Even with all the good kills, even with Nev Campbell coming back, it's still one of the weaker ones, and it's unfortunate. And I kind of wish they would just let it go. They to me, Scream 4 was peak and it was perfect, and they could have just ended like that, but they just kept going. And now it's the meta commentary is eating itself alive, and they should just end it right now. It's becoming the Scream franchise is becoming the Fast and the Furious franchise, but for horror. It's becoming a joke within itself and not worth going to the movie theaters to buy, spend 20, 30, 40 bucks just to go and see. It's not. Like I said, if you can Jack Sparrow this, do that. If you want to wait till it comes to streaming and watch it on Paramount Plus app, if you already got subscription, do that, but don't go to the theaters to watch this film because the writing and the ending and the killer reveals was not worth it. It just was not worth the money. So that is my ranking for Scream 7. And it's unfortunate because I love the Scream franchise. It's one of my favorite franchise. And I will still watch it if, when it comes to streaming, on somebody else's password because I'm not paying for streaming services, but it's just not worth it. It is not. But that's my thoughts. If you've seen any of these, if you've seen Scream or if you've watched Primate or the America's Next Top Model documentary, tell me what you think. If you watch the replay, put it in the comments. Tell me what you think of any of these movies. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? I like to hear it all. Please let me know how you feel. And if you agree or disagree, where do you rank Scream 7 in the entire Scream catalog? Is it in the middle, at the top of your list, at the bottom, like mine? Where do you rank this particular franchise? I want to hear everybody's thoughts. Pressure P, Justin, come on. Thanks for tapping in, brother. I appreciate you. I appreciate you and Alex and Kyle. Thanks for tapping in. Ah, man, man, man. But yep, those are my reviews for today. Again, thank y'all for tapping in, even with me changing my schedule today, and not going live early this morning. I appreciate y'all and thank y'all for still coming in and watching us live. Next week, let's do our, before we head out, next week I will be talking the Oscars and giving a recap and my thoughts on who won, who lost, and all that jazz. But also, let's see. Mhm. I think we're also going back to music next week. Let me double check the schedule. Wow. Oh no, music is the week after. Music is the week after. So the next music episode, not next week, but the Saturday after, we will be discussing rapper Baby Keem's new album as well as Jill Scott's new album. So we will be talking music 2 weeks from now. But next week we are talking. It's going to be the big Oscars episode as well as the GLAD Awards. The GLAD Awards happen last weekend, and so I'm going to recap both of those awards shows. So yeah, it's going to be award heavy episode on next Saturday. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for tapping in. Thank you, Santos. Thank you, Justin. Thank you, everybody. Again, this evening we have OTP on DJ's channel, Royal Caribbean Exotics channel. We have their podcast. We also have Wiz's channels, Sophisticated Ignorance, live from Tinley. He's at Tinley right now, but he will still be going live later on tonight. So tap in if you are at Tinley. Hope y'all having a good time. Hope y'all having a lot of fun. Please be safe. If you are vending, make that money. Good luck. Sell them animals. If you are not vending, buy some animals and show us, and I can't wait to see y'all post of what animals y'all buy at Tinley. And again, next weekend KG and D have their reptile show, the reptile super not reptile super show, god no, not them, the reptile breeder show in LA at Micah Studios in LA. So if you're in LA next weekend, go support KG and D. They have a dope reptile show. It's one day only. It's not a whole weekend. It's Saturday only. So go watch, go support, and help them out. And it's absolutely free to go. And last year they had a tattoo artist, and I think they're bringing the tattoo artist back. So go have fun. If you don't buy an animal, get a tattoo. It's an amazing show. I highly recommend them. Lastly, let me see. Oh, Sunday, tomorrow we have Father Don's Everyday Keepers podcast at 1 p.m. Central Time. Then after that, we have Fred and AJ's Serpent Entertainment show. So tap in and support them. Support everybody's podcasts, everybody's shows. Some people have shows on TikTok, like Chris, like uh and Jamie Tire guys. They go live on TikTok all the time. So support everybody, support the fam, support our affiliate networks like Untamed and Unhinged podcast with Chris and Cat, Arachnid Cat. They have a lot of shows, a lot of positive shows dealing with reptiles and spiders. And so tap into them. They're having great interviews, great guests on, and it's all positive and all love. Also, the Big Homies channel, tap in and watch their shows all week long. Great, amazing shows. I was a guest on one of them with G Paul. Thank you. And his is more on mental health in the reptile community, people with dealing with mental health. Last week, I believe they had Tommy from Inky Clouds, and the week before that, they had Project Pat on there. They had Patrick Saunders, the Snake Man, on there, and he talking about mental health. And just it's a great show, it's a great channel. So support the Big Homies channel, support Untamed and Unhinged, support everybody in the community that supports us. And I will see y'all next weekend. And again, Bosa, we love you, Bosa. Support Bosa and his children. There go the Cash App right there. Support him and his children. Again, money cannot take the pain away, money cannot heal, but it can at least help alleviate some stress, some bills, help pay for food. Because again, Bosa is out on his own with his children now. And we love and we support Bosa always. And Diana Strong, we love you. Rest in peace, Diana. You are truly missed in this community and in your home. So yeah, support the Bosa family lamb. There go the Cash App. And I will continue to share it until I get tired of sharing it. And it's not going to happen anytime soon because we need to support the man who supports us each and every day, watching our shows, our lives, and always sharing out and just being an all around good dude in the hobby. All right. I think that is it. I'm letting y'all know right now. March and April is going to be busy for your boy. I've been booked for prom send offs. I've been booked for birthday parties. I've been booked for educational shows, school visits. And I've even just gotten a booking for a family reunion. So me and the snakes are going to be busy, busy, busy the month of March and April. So if I have to reschedule some of these podcast episodes, just be on the lookout. But know that we're going to continue to have these shows every Saturday, 9 a.m. Central, unless I get a booking. And then me and the snakes got to go make that money because that is our bread and butter. But anywho, thank y'all for the support. Big Double L, appreciate you. Lindworm Exotics. And with that being said, y'all, I hope y'all have a safe and wonderful weekend. Thanks for tapping in to Snake Cinema Podcast. I love y'all. And I will see y'all next week where we're talking Oscars. And hopefully, like I said, Timothy Chalamet better not win Best Actor because he does not deserve it. He is overhyped and um what's that Leonardo DiCaprio movie? Trash, trash. Anybody else who wins, I don't care. But those two films don't need the awards. But we know how the Oscars are. The Oscars are political. They're gonna do what they do, and sometimes they award mediocrity. But we will talk more on that next week. Anyways, this podcast is brought to you by ENT Reptiles. Thank y'all for supporting your boy, and I'll see y'all next weekend. Peace.
Every episode, speaking truth, old school jams and the latest youth. We keep it real, no sugarcoat.